Alright, here we have it. The first in a set of 5 prototype Balis that I'll be making. I've made some other prototypes, but this is another set of 5. This time I'm using G10 inlays. And I've actually made a number of changes, so I'll go over those. But this is what the knife looks like right now. It's got SF there, an acid etch, and then I rubbed ink in it, and now it's like a black wash. Those pivots, you can see through them, that's kind of neat. The G10 is under the handle metal, which is steel. I know a lot of people really don't like steel. These are prototypes and they don't have back spacers. Is probably the #1 thing that I don't like about them. Just regular old barrels back there. So those are the major downfalls of this knife. Although really they're not that big a deal. I would take this any day over the Benchmade 51, which I do like. I like this knife a lot, but it's really not that great of a flipper. I think in terms of flipping, right now I feel like the Squid Trainer is significantly better, but then again I'm used to it right now, and I'm not so used to this one yet, because I basically just finished it today. One of the weird things about it is it's got a really heavy blade bias right now, which is why with the other ones I'm gonna bring the grind up higher. Another thing I messed up on is the logo was originally gonna go up here and be darker, and I wasn't gonna have a dark blade part there, but you know, I ran out of space up here, so I just did that. It looks cool actually. I think I'm good with that. The clip you see, that's the clip of a Benchmade 51. My knives won't come with clips, but the design would fit a Benchmade 51 clip if you really wanted to put one on there. One of the major problems I had with my previous prototypes, this being the first one that I kept for myself, the other two went to Jen Kenzu and, oh gosh, I don't remember, the name is weird on Instagram. But one of them was a lot like this one. The problem is the huge space in between the handles. Obviously I've changed the hardware. The hardware on this one and my second prototype just sucked. The one I sold to Jen Kenzu was alright, but the hardware I use now is a lot better. So this hardware sucked. But yeah, the main thing I'm getting to right now is the space between the handles was a problem, and they weren't very rounded. So these handles, there's basically just enough room for the blade to fit. And that'll be more obvious on the other ones that I make, but I think it's, you know, fairly obvious here. I think having the G10 in there also looks really good. It's, you know, kind of like when you have an anodized titanium one, like anodized titanium under G10. Looks good too, but I mean I really like having the G10 under the steel. I'm not sure if I'll use that for future designs though. If I continue doing steel, I definitely will, but if I don't, if I move to titanium, I'm gonna do a different method. I'm gonna basically rework the whole thing. So the weight on this thing is, I think, almost exactly 5 ounces. It's a little bit heavy, but again, a lot of that's in the blade, which I'm changing in my other 4 that I'm working on in this set. Alright, the length, they're 5.5 inches on the handles. It's super smooth. The handle plays a little more than I'd like it to be, but it's still freaking good. Like, I'd say that's one of the best things about the Balis I make, is the handle play has always been pretty good. The thing just feels extremely smooth. Like, I mean, it's run on variant, so obviously it's smooth, but it's incredibly smooth. This is definitely the best one I've made by far. I know I've been bashing it a lot in this video, but that's just because, I don't know, I'm a little hypercritical of my own work. It's a super, super smooth flipper. it's a little awkward to have a heavy blade, but again, on the other 4, that's not going to be the case. But I think having the G10 in here, one of the weird things about it is it makes it grippier than having just steel. You feel the grip on the sides here, and then the grip on the actual handle parts. I don't know what you'd call that part. It comes from the holes, and then you can feel like a grip on the sides from the G10. And it's really strange. I think if anyone handles this knife or any of my knives, there's basically nothing like them. They're really weird. I wouldn't be able to compare to them to any other knife that I have, just because, I mean, they're good flippers, they're weird. Like I said, the inlays being G10 down here, and just the balance is weird. Overall flippability is something to get used to. It's a very strange knife, and I personally like it a lot. I'll get back to you guys with a flipping video on that one of these days. I'll show you some of the other handle designs I have. This one's going to be like a dark blue, really dark blue, and it's got just straight handles. This one's got curved in handles. This one's got straight handles. I'm making 2 straight handled ones, 2 curved in handles ones, and one that's completely different. This one's got small, then big, then small, then big, and my other one with a similar handle is going to be like big on the outside, which means it'll be a little bit lighter because this one has more small holes and the other one has more big holes. So this one is going to be the heavier one, the other one will be a little bit lighter. Anyways, this one's just going to be on blue, dark blue G10. The one on light blue G10 is going to have more larger holes. And with the G10, every knife is going to have a matching paralatch for the G10 in there. So I think that'll look really cool. Then this is another really weird handle pattern. So it goes in and out and in and out. It's like steps. I don't know. This one's going to flip very strangely. I'm interested to see how that one flips. It'll have the Bowie blade on it too, so I think it'll look cool. And I'm also going to black wash the blade similar to this, but it'll be a Bowie, so it'll look, a lot different. The other one with curved in handles that I'm doing, it's going to have green G10. You can probably tell they look a lot different when they're not rounded. So all of these handles that I'm showing you are going to look a lot different by the time they're finished, because these literally looked like this before I started rounding them. The blades, I'm not sure if they're going to show up so well here, but here's one of the blades. It's kind of a clip point, comes out a little more. I'm going to bring this up a little more, almost cookery, but not quite enough to be like considered a recurve. This one's more of just a basic clip point. Then we've got our Bowie coming along, and another sheep's foot. Let's see. These knives are probably going to be around $250, something in there. I mean, I don't really want to sell them for a lot of money because, again, they're handmade prototypes. I'm really messing around with these, so it'll be, I don't expect anybody to make these. They're dedicated flipper or EDC, especially since the blade steel right now is 01, which means if you let it get damp and sit there, it will rust. That's another thing that I'll change once I go and start making higher quality knives, when I have a better idea of what I want my final designs to be. I guess I'll tell you what I want to do this summer, because at the end of summer I'll be going off to college, so I'll have to stop working on this stuff for a while, I assume, unless they let me make some at school in their shop. Who knows? But one of the things I really want to get is a really basic CNC machine, just a 3-axis. It's a $650, and then after all the software and extra bits and parts and stuff, it'll be around $1,000. So I want to get something like that. It won't be able to cut metal at all. It can cut aluminum, so I'll do something with that. But mostly I'm looking at cutting G10 and wood. I want to make scales for the Benchmade 51, just like visually designed differently. I don't know, it's nice to have custom scales, and I would like to get a replicant eventually and make scales for that too. I think it'd be really cool to have a customized rep. I have a really cool plan for a modification on the Benchmade 51, so you guys will have to wait to see what that's going to be, but it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to show you guys that one. Still in the works though. That's going to be something I do with the CNC. I mean, that's about all there is to say about this. Just to finish up, I said I'd do a after 1 week review on this. This thing is amazing. If you have a chance to get a squid trainer, I highly recommend it. I did not put this thing down for like 8 hours after I got it, and then I've been flipping it every day a ton since. It's so freaking good. This one I got a short while back. I haven't had a chance to use it that much because school's been on. School just got out. It's a fantastic knife. Fantastic knife. And we've got the sticker. I designed this for Squid Industries. Don't know if they'll be printed anymore of those. Anyways, that's all there is for now. I'll try and get some more flipping videos. I'll be doing a video for every one of these knives just to showcase it as I finish them, so that you guys can see what they look like, because they're all very unique. But that's that. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.